Hey there, Stafford Crossing family and friends. Welcome to the June 21st edition of our update this week. I just have 2 or 3 little items. I'm going to pass it off to Dave for a devotion. Hey, first, many people continue to ask, when are we going to be able to gather in person for worship again? And we are reevaluating. You know, when we set out a few weeks ago and put out a video with our values, we were so hopeful. In fact, you could probably say that we were anticipating that when Phase 3 got here, social distancing would be removed. Last week, our governor laid out what Phase 3 entailed, and there's really no change for the church. And that saddens us, but we are still hopeful. And so our staff is going through the results that you gave us on the most recent survey, and I'm going to then engage our elders this week in conversation to see what that might mean for us. So just know we are reevaluating, and we'll have a word right here next Tuesday about what that means for us. So we would just welcome your prayers. All right, we've got all kinds of data, and we would just ask your prayers as we seek God's best for our church. Now, this coming Sunday, there's going to be something on campus for children. It's a drive-in, all right? It's a drive-by. And Lisa and her team have done exceptional job of maintaining and creating children's materials for our kiddos. And so I said from the very beginning, we will continue to put out excellent children's ministry, and that's happened. In fact, I have in my hand right here this Grow Like Jesus. This is a summer activity kit. In fact, just so I don't botch it, Lisa sent me an email that says this: it is an adventure type summer challenge to help kids grow like Jesus grew in wisdom, strength, favor with God and people. It's targeting elementary age kids, but children younger and older can utilize it. So this Sunday, the 28th of June, between 11 and 12, some of our Kids Crossing team will be here. You drive by and you'll pick up the resource pack that you can pour into your children this summer. Again, discipleship is all year round, not just in school, not just when we're meeting, all the time. So parents, let me encourage you to stop by and pick that up this Sunday, the 28th, between 11 and 12. Now, this past Sunday, we celebrated Father's Day, and we had some at-home resources available. A week from Sunday, coming up, is July 4th weekend, and we have some resources to not only talk about the freedom that we have in our nation, various freedoms, but freedom in Jesus. So let me encourage you to go to growfaithathome.org, or you can check out our app, where you can get materials to talk about 4th of July from a spiritual perspective. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Dave for this week's devotion.
Hey, I want to share just a quick word to you from a passage that has really meant a lot to me over the years and has really shaped and formed me. It comes out of 1 Peter chapter 5, and I'm going to just read verses 2 and 3 and 4 for us. And Peter says here, be shepherds of God's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing, as God wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being examples to the flock. And then verse 4 is a promise, and when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. And these verses here have really spoken to me as a pastor over the years. And actually the context of this, Peter is speaking to church leaders and elders. But I'm sharing it with you today, and I just want to propose that this really applies very broadly, I think, to every believer, that we all have a calling to shepherd other people, right? And you know, parents, you're definitely shepherding the children that God has given you. Students, you have an opportunity and a calling to shepherd your friends. At work, the people in your workplace, you can shepherd them and lead them on. See, a shepherd is one who cares for others. A shepherd is one who is mindful of others. A shepherd is one who is leading others to a good place, a place that will benefit them, a place that will help them, right? And we're all called to lead people to Jesus. So as you think about your different circles of influence, the people you're around, the environments that you live in, think of yourself as a shepherd of those people in those environments. And there's some very important instructions here. One, it says to do this willingly, not because you have to, not because it's an obligation or a burden, but this is a role that God has called you to, and you want to be a part of it. He says to do it not for dishonest gain. So we don't do this for what we get out of it. Oh, I'll do this because then I'll get this or that out of it. But we do this for other people. We do this for God's glory, right? And so we do it for others, not for what we necessarily get out of it. It says to do it, to not lord it over them, right? Not to hold them under your thumb or to be heavy-handed as you're shepherding the friends or children or coworkers, whoever it may be, but to do it gently, right? And so we can shepherd all the different people in our circles of influence and the different environments that we live in. And then verse 4 has a beautiful, really two truths in it. One, there is a chief shepherd, and that's not us, right? The chief shepherd of every person on this planet is Jesus. And we partner with him. We work under him. We work for him as kind of the junior shepherds as we invest in people's lives and lead them to Jesus, towards Jesus, right? And so we're working with Jesus. He's our boss. He is our coworker and our brother in this. But then also, it says, when he appears, we will receive the crown of glory that will never fade. That there is some reward, whatever that may look like, from Jesus in the end, as we are faithful to that mission of helping others trust and follow Jesus, as we shepherd them through that, shepherd them through the hard times of life, shepherd them through the great times of life, all the way leading them closer to Jesus. So as you go through your week, as you go through this day, as you go through the next few weeks, and think about how much people need to be cared for and shepherded during all of this pandemic, all of this turmoil around the racial injustices and everything that's going on with that. People need shepherding, and they need that gentle shepherding from Jesus and towards Jesus. And you get to be one of those shepherds. So keep that in mind, be prayerful about that, and be about the business of shepherding people towards Jesus.